So I'm about to shoot myself in the foot here, but there's that scene in Gladiator where he says, "Are you not entertained?" And he's sort of referring to this like hot mess of shit that people use as an excuse for entertainment. And to them at the time, it's like, yeah, this is great. We love this. This is amazing. I don't care. Shit, we love it. Um, Dumb fun can be dumb fun, and nobody died during the making of this film. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and this is Jackpot, and it's currently on Amazon Prime Video with audio description done by the Media Access Group. And I liked it. I had fun. I'm wearing a purple baseball cap. It's on backwards, black sunglasses, and I've got a Fast and Furious t-shirt on, which probably just indicates to you a lot about, like, I can be entertained. Um, I like my indie Oscar dramas as much as the next person, but I also like to be entertained. I also, like, I don't want to spend my entire life just watching, like, really sad Oscar bait films, like period pieces, just all the time. I like uh, you know, popcorn flicks, and not all of them are good. There's nothing anymore that says theatrical films are necessarily inherently better than others. I think people who are going to see Borderlands are finding that out real hard. Uh, so I liked Jackpot, although you probably won't. I'm going to be real honest here. They picked one actress who is incredibly divisive instantaneously. I know there are people who hate Aquafina. I, when used appropriately, I like Aquafina. She has been miscast. I'm not going to ignore that. She has been. It's a thing. It's a real thing. She should not be Scuttle in The Little Mermaid. That's not a thing. I also, oddly enough, even though Simu Liu is in this as well, it reminded me, I didn't like her in uh, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings or whatever. However many, the 10,000 rings, 9 rings, 8, I don't know how many rings he had anymore. Or if we'll ever see that character again. But, um, yeah, I didn't like her in that. I was like, I would have picked a different actress for that. The thing about Aquafina is that she has such an instantly recognizable voice, and she needs to do more work in drama to kind of break it out of this mold, and to put her sort of in things. It's really hard until she does more things like The Farewell, and just, I don't know, dramatic stuff, just some serious stuff. I just think it's gonna be really hard to break her away from just a what we're used to with her. And this is kind of, it's right into that Aquafina stereotype. I mean, this is exactly the kind of thing that you think she would be doing, which is why I like it, is because it's like, well, this is right up her alley. And John Cena is hilarious here. I've loved John Cena's trajectory as an actor. I think he's been choosing the right projects. He definitely looked at what Dwayne Johnson was doing and said, I can do that. So him and Dave Bautista have really come along and been like, yeah, well, we used to do this thing, but now we're going to do acting, and we're going to do it really well, and not be like Hulk Hogan and just, we're going to actually figure out how to really truly break into the market. And I enjoyed John Cena in films, and here I thought he was used really well. Simu Liu is better here than he has been in the projects I've previously seen him in this year. Atlas and Arthur the King. He has better stuff. He has better stuff to do here. So I liked this. It's a weird plot. But it's kind of one of those things where you've seen version-esques of this before. It really leans into the comedy of it, though, and that's what makes it kind of different. Anyway, so Awkwafina plays a young woman who's an aspiring actress who, when she was a kid, did some commercial work and sort of was in everybody's household because their commercial played really well. And she had to stop for a while, mainly because she was one of those child actors where one of her parents turned out to be a douchebag and then stole all of her money, and then the other one got sick, and so she stayed and took care of her mom until she died, and then she's returning to Hollywood, and so she has an oddly tragic backstory considering the levity of the film, and she's just kind of coming in. She rents an Airbnb. It is terrible. Her Airbnb landlord is an awful human being. It's just like all sorts of things, right? And she goes to this audition. She's trying to. There are some other obstacles that she has to jump through, and there's this thing that's happening that they don't really put that much focus on until they need to put a focus on it. So you might pick up on it, you might not. But she gets into the audition, and then she finds this thing that's in the pocket of the clothes that she's wearing, which aren't even her clothes. She had to borrow clothes from her that were in the closet of the house that she was renting from the Airbnb lady. And lo and behold, there's a lottery ticket in there. And it takes her like a little photo, and we don't know what that means or what it just did. And it's not like people are watching trailers for Amazon movie. Let's be honest. I did not know what this movie was. So she does the audition, and then there seems to be a lottery drawing, and she's the winner. But in this world, it's not good to be the winner, because this world is a little bit like The Purge. So what happens is when people win the lottery, like, there are all these rules, like all hell breaks loose. People are allowed to try to kill you, because if they kill you, then they get your lottery. So you become hunted immediately. So she has to fight her way through. She does mention that she's had stage combat training, which there's a joke that's made negatively to indicate that she can't really fight, because she's like, no, it's just stage combat. It's fake fighting. But then later on, she has to do quite a bit of actual fighting in order to stay alive. So, I'm interested to know like how much Awkwafina actually trained for this, because she has to do quite a bit. I don't know if it was just I don't know how this was edited. Sometimes with actors who can't fight, they do lots of quick edits to cut away from things. So it's possible that if you're a sighted person, that this film was shot terribly for you. I fully embrace that. We're all going to have different experiences with this film. Or she learned it. Maybe she learned how to fight. But we do have John Cena, who looks like he can handle his stunts. So it's like you have one performer who can do the stunt work, and one performer who, I don't know, can they? She was also in a Marvel film. Maybe she's picking up how to do stunt work. I don't know her life. So, who knows? So, she's fighting people off, and then all of a sudden, it's like G.I. Joe badass John Cena comes into the thing and just starts protecting her. And he's like, the first five are free, and he's able to easily dispatch everybody. I mean, he's like OP. He's like Mario with the mushroom, it's just like no one has a shot. And there's she literally has no idea what's going on. Like, but he has her sign this contract, says 10%, so she signs the contract really quickly, and he's bound, and he's basically her protector, but she doesn't even know from what. She gradually learns that, like, while she was sort of like held up, keeping like her mother alive or whatever, trying to help her mom out for years, that the world decided that the lottery needed to become, I guess, interesting. So they changed the laws around the lottery so that basically you hunt people now, and if you kill the lottery person, then you get the $3 billion bounty that she has on her head. So of course everybody wants to kill her. You're not allowed to use, nobody can use a gun. Uh, you can use projectile esque like guns, like with non-lethals, rubber bullets, trank guns, stuff like that. Otherwise, it's just like melee weapons. People can throw things at you like knives, but it's, yeah, like still no guns, no grenades, stuff like that can't be used. It would nullify, if somebody shoots her, it would, I guess, nullify the transaction of them winning. They wouldn't be able to claim the prize. So people keep attacking her with the weirdest shit. So, just whatever they have lying around. It's all Jackie Chan, just like trash can lid, sure, like that kind of thing. And the film is kind of about them surviving. She has little things that have been told to her. John Cena has a friend he has to reach out to, played by Simu Liu, to kind of help out. Does he? Question mark. Machine Gun Kelly plays himself, and probably the best acting Machine Gun Kelly has done in his career. This is a dude who's Razzie nominated, so I'm just gonna say Machine Gun Kelly just needs to play himself in movies more, because then he's just like in on the joke more instead of trying to be people that he's not. Until he figures out the acting thing, he made that movie with like Megan Kelly. Not Megan Kelly. That would have been better, Megan Fox. I want to see the Megan Kelly movie. I want to see Machine Gun Kelly with Megan Kelly. The Kellys coming soon. Polar opposites. Yeah. So I thought the audio description for this was really well done. There's lots of action in this, lots of fighting. Every once in a while they have to take a breather, so they find a place for them to be able to stop. Otherwise, this film would be like John Wick. This film has so much John Wick potential to it, because some of these action sequences are like nonstop. I mean, they'll fight for like 20 minutes and then they'll stop and they're like, we need exposition. So tell me about your backstory. It's just like, so I don't mind it. And so we learn more about John Cena and why he's such a nice guy and why he offers to protect people. And of course, Awkwafina's background. And she finally, at one point, because she has to learn about what's going on. That's like the first thing. Because she just keeps trying to run away. She's like, I don't understand this. Like, she has no idea. And so he has to be able to explain it to her so that she doesn't keep trying to put herself in danger thinking she can just leave. So anyway, that's the thing. And she has to survive a certain amount of time. And if she survives it, she wins. And she gets her money. She's already signed this contract with John Cena, so he'll get 10%. If I guess if he survives also, and if they both survive, or maybe other people survive, I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil this for you. There is an option. I'll say he does say that if you reach, people can give up, but you have to get past a certain, like there's a border, and you have to get outside of the border of whatever, like the perimeter. If you leave the perimeter, you forfeit your jackpot. So she thinks about that. So that's a thing in this film. Interesting, creative, somewhat derivative of things made before, but not directly. I couldn't immediately go, oh, this is that film. I was like, this feels like it's kind of like these films before, but I feel like at the same time, they're doing enough different here. They're trying to make this different. It feels very much well cast. Like, this is perfect for Awkwafina and John Cena. Their humor, their self-deprecation is great. Um, Best use of Aquafina in a while, honestly. I mean, she was fine as the voice in Kung Fu Fanda. I'm keeping that Kung Fu Fanda 4. Um, but John Cena, last year he had that film with Christian Slater that went like straight to streaming, Freelance. I was like, what the hell is he doing going straight to streaming? And then he also was in like Hidden Strike with Jackie Chan. It's like, I'm just kind of disappointed that he's going straight to streaming now. Like, we're sending a lot of really good actors straight to streaming. And as much as I love the streamers, like, it's killing the studio system, like the star system, as these people are being relegated to going straight to a streamer. Like, what happened to his career? What did John Cena do to deserve all of his shit going straight to streaming? So yeah, it's very, I don't like it. And I feel like John Cena and Aquafina, did this film marketed well enough, would have done fine in theaters. I feel like there's a film here. So again, this is just sort of like, why? Why are we doing this? And I think if we start encouraging these people to put the films in theaters so they have a higher profile, it might even cause them to be a little bit better film, because they might just take a little bit extra time. They might run it through a focus group before they release it, whatever. And we might actually get even slightly better movies. I like this film. It might even have gotten better. They might have put it in front of a focus group and been like, what did you think? And they're like, oh, well, if you had just done that, or if you edited that or tweaked that, and then suddenly something I'm not even noticing just tightens up the film a little bit, and it's like 3 minutes shorter, and I'm like, wow, this is even better. And I don't even notice the scene that was missing. I don't even notice the joke or the gag or whatever. I will say this is one of the very few times where I actually enjoy the outtakes. I never enjoy the outtakes. I'm always just like, oh, these are so stupid. I'm glad we cut these. But there were some that were really funny. And like, they were improving different ways of saying some of the lines that they already said in the film, and I thought some of them were really funny, and possibly funnier than the ones that they actually used. So there's there's like a lot that was cut from John Cena. Is He's just listing things about himself, and he has like all these like useless facts about things that he likes or does or has done or whatever. I thought some of those were really funny. But yeah, I enjoyed this, and I'm not ashamed. I am not ashamed to say that I enjoy shit like this. I have no problem being like, yeah, hey, remember that indie film Ghost Slide? That was fantastic. And then turning around and being like, hey, did you see Jackpot? That was hilarious. I had so much fun with this movie. It was a blast. I would watch this again. And I can't say that it's like, damn, dude, streaming films are getting to the point where it's like, when a film hits straight to streaming, I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll watch it. I don't know. Then you just hope, fingers crossed, you know what I'm saying? You look at the cast and you're like, why are you straight to streaming? You know, Family Affair. I'm like, God, we're sending Nicole Kidman straight to streaming now. What are we doing? You know, it's just, but you're like, oh my God, okay, so it's Nicole Kidman. It's going to be, oh my God, it's okay. It's okay. It's not terrible, but it's could be better. Anyway, yeah, Jackpot, good audio description track, fun film, definitely popcorn movie fluff. Some people will hate this. I'm not expecting a high IMDb score, Rotten Tomatoes, or Metacritic, and I don't care. I liked it. I'm giving Jackpot an A minus. I At the end of the year, I think it'll be probably one of the few straight to streaming titles, not for any sort of awards consideration, that actually has a shot at being in the top 25, because I'm gonna remember how much fun I had with this film compared to some of the other films they were really well made, they were challenging, But at the end of the day, I need some shit that just makes me happy. I need some stuff that's just fun to watch. That you just kick back and you're like, that was fun. That was dumb fun. And I love that. And that's this. Dumb fun. I want to put that on the poster. There's no poster for this because it's not theatrical. But I want that to be my quote. Dumb fun. Perfect dumb fun. You know what I'm saying? Like just the right amount of dumb fun. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.